Hello everyone. Is this all working? Yeah, cool. Right, so I was originally just going to make this video for my competitive team on Hyperdash. Well, it's not my team, I'm not the captain, you know what I mean. But I thought I'd just make this a public video in case anyone wanted to go over it. So, what am I going to be talking about in today's quick little video? Well, I'm going to be going over kind of how to read your opponent. Essentially, train your precognition is what I'm going to call it. Because let me put my phone on fucking silent. How rude of me during recording. This is going to be very largely unscripted as well, but I'm going to try to keep it structured. So, what do I mean by precognition and stuff? It's basically just knowing where your opponent is going to be. There are varying levels of reading your opponent. I like to consider myself one of the better players when it comes to knowing where my opponent's going. And I have some drills that I would like to share with you all to help improve this. Now, this doesn't just go for precognition. This is kind of precognition and survivability. This is a really, really, really good drill for survivability, and I employ anyone who's taking this game seriously to consider that. So everything I say in this video fits both the precognition and the survivability factor of this game. So with that out of the way, let me lay out a few kind of context ground rules, if you will. There are two things you need to know about humans. One, we notice patterns, and two, we are creatures of habit. So, you'll notice, and this is largely going to just apply to Hyperdash, I'm not going to get philosophical here, but point number one, we like to notice patterns. So, this is more putting your mind towards it, but it's kind of seeing something out of nothing, if that makes sense. You know, like the whole picture of the face on the moon, like that kind of thing. I don't know what that effect's called, but we like to look for patterns because it ties in with number two. We are creatures of routine. Oh, when I go for a run, I feel good. Or when I go to work, I feel like shit. That type of thing. You create those patterns and habits in your mind, and then you form habits based off that. So it's kind of hard to elaborate on point number one, that we notice patterns, but point number two, the fact we are creatures of habit. You'll notice a lot of players will have the same rollout in this game. They'll have like one or two rollouts, they can do it perfectly fine, and the main thing which helps train the precognition, you'll notice that some players have a very similar reaction to certain stimuli, i.e. getting shot at, having low health, seeing where you're going, that sort of thing. And that's going to be really, really, really important for this precognition training. So, those are the two main ground rules. I'm going to speak and elaborate a little bit more. But here's the drill, essentially. Now, you can either, I'd recommend recording yourself and then going back and looking at it, but this is going to be much, 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 much more effective doing it in real time. So this is from one of my live streams. This is public. You can go and watch it if you wish. And I essentially try and do this every single time I hop on the game. Essentially, the drill is realising why you died, what you could have done to survive. That's like essentially it. You recognise how you died and what's the decision you could have made which could have increased your survivability. Now, it's not as simple as, oh, he hit his shots and I didn't. It's not as simple as that. It's going to be down to positioning, how you reacted to that. Could you have dashed? Could you have sprinted? Could you have used cover? Could you have gone for health? Could you have run away? Could you have pushed forward? There are so many things that you can do in this game in an instant thanks to the teleportation mechanic. So we're going to run through this. It's not going to have any audio because I haven't set up an OBS just yet, but let's just run through this and give out a few examples of this survivability precognition training. Oh, hang on, the quality's kind of arse. 1 second. I don't know why it's so blurry. Alright, so we'll wait until I die. Okay, so what did I do wrong here? Let's have a look. So I'm fighting. That guy dashes up. I use my last dash to grab health, turn to face my opponent, and I just kind of try and shoot him through my body. So, what could I have done different in this scenario? Well, I'm up here. I'm low on health. I dash up there. I dash up there, and I haven't got a dash, right? So, and I said this to myself out loud, if we go frame by frame, I'm sorry for the quality, it was live streamed, so I know I'm running low on dash. I know that there's enemies near cart, and this guy's pushing me, right? Low on health, health is there, right? Instead of dropping down and using the last remnants of my dash, what I should have done is dash up here. Oh, excuse me. Right, so I'm up here, right? I know he's going to push me. Yeah, he dashes up there. That's why I dropped down, right? So I read that correctly. I'm in cover now. These guys aren't going to be a problem. I know my dash is close, and I know for a fact, in the moment, this guy's going to go for health because I've tagged him. So what I should have done is waited here, waited for 2 charge shots, and pre-fired him, right? If I would have done that, then yes, he might have grabbed health, but I would have been alive. I could have hung back here. I possibly could have dashed round the back there and then gotten health. There was just I should have waited to I should have waited and pre-fired him as he sat on health. Now, of course, this trains survivability because you're like, oh yeah, I should have done this, but how is this applicable? Well, despite this game being very, very fluid, how many times have you been in this situation here in Canyon, right? If you really think about it, how many times have you been on this ledge fighting for health? You probably haven't noticed it in the moment, but here's where the precognition and kind of the survivability comes into play, right? And the whole pattern noticing, right? So, and this is why it's going to take a while to take place, but I'm just going to explain it here. So this scenario here, this has played out quite a few times. It doesn't have to be exactly here. It can be on a different map. But this has happened before, right? It has happened before. So the idea of thinking, right, I should have, like, in the moment, okay, look around you as you die in the black and white or whatever. Look around you. Okay, he's done that. I could have done that, right? So next time this scenario plays out, you know not to go for health and just wait. And that's the idea of analysing what you've done wrong and how you can survive better. I really hope this is making sense, but this game is very, very fluid. Yes, like it is very, what's the word? There's not a lot of there's a lot of flexibility to it, right? It's not like other shooters where you're just on the ground. Cover is basically the same because of the teleportation mechanic. You can go all over the place, but the scenarios still play out the same, and this is what I'm trying to get at, right? Let's say you're in this moment and you're about to drop down and you're like, oh shit, wait, this has happened before. I'm going to just hold back and pre-fire that guy, right? And that's the idea of it. This scenario's happened before. I can adapt to this. I have adapted to this. Let me do what I should have done and not what I previously did. What I previously did is I went for health and I died, right? What I should have done is this. Let me do it and it'll work. I really, really hope this is making sense. This isn't like the best example. Launchpad is a good example though. So let's go for another one. Let's have a look here. Right, let's just have a bit of context with this. Let's have a look. Yeah, playing long range. Up here. Good, waiting for dashes to reload. Right, he's got rockets. I'm chasing around with rockets. Right, so, what I should have done here. Rockets have a long time to reload, right? And they're explosive. And I'm sat right up against a wall, right? I'm fucked. What I should have done in this case is, as soon as I saw him dash up there, I should have dashed to that yellow box, right? Because he would have had a long time to reload. He sat in the corner. I can pre-fire him, right? And this goes for shocks as well. You don't really want to be up against a wall or any surface where you can get that splash damage done to you. Like, yeah, it was a trade, but I get blown up, right? And I'm already on a critical because I think there's another person shooting at me here. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I've lost it, haven't I? Shit, I've lost it. Found it. So, yeah, you see what I'm saying, right? There was a guy shooting at me by triangle. I'm against the wall, splash damage. Should have dashed there. Then I'm protected from this guy. I can wait for this person to reload and just fucking shoot him in the corner. Again, how many times have shocks or rockets looked at you whilst you're against a wall and you've just stood there thinking, oh, I'll be able to dash out the way in time? You can't because of post-dashing and because of latency and difference in ping and whatnot. Like, I was fucked as soon as I stood here. I was fucked either way, right? Even if I dashed over there, I still would have been fucked, right? Wouldn't have mattered. Again, how many times have you been up against a wall or just stood around and heavies are aiming right at you, right? Shocks, it's a little bit different because they have the charge up time. You have to be a bit quicker with that. But rockets, they have their reload, okay? So again, any other map, Abyss, Canyon, fucking, I don't know, Waterway, because some people use rockets on Waterway for some reason. You've been in this scenario before. So now, I used to really struggle against shocks and rockets because I'd just be stood up against the wall and I'd get fucking blown up, right? But now, I'm like, okay, this scenario's happened before and I've died because of the splash damage. Let me dash out of the way, wait for him to reload or spin around and turn towards me, because chances are if you're dash dancing, you're both going to be low on dash, right? Just play the long and patient game. It's the same with SMGs. Wait for them to reload, right? You're very unlikely to be able to take them on a head-on fight unless you hit both your charge shots. Wait for them to reload. And again, this is where the survivability and the precognition comes into play. Because a lot of players don't think like this, right? If you start thinking like this, you are going to get the upper hand. The amount of times I've been able to almost manipulate my opponent because I know how they're going to react, right? I know exactly how they're going to react. I know if I go this way, they're going to come round there, so I can just go straight past them. I know that if they're shooting at me and go behind cover, they're going to be in this corner or going for health, so I'm going to be patient and charge up my pistols. If you start thinking like this, you are going to get a leg up from any other opponent, because most players do not think like this. Most players will do the same old shit, do the same old rollout. Oh, I'm low on health, let me wait in corner, then go to health, right? These players are going to do the same thing. So if you start thinking like this, right, you are going to be able to start reading your opponents and knowing where they're going to be. I've had a Canyon match where I've basically known what the enemy team's going to do down to a T, down to how they're going to react when I shoot them, how they're going to react when I simply fucking look at them or dash out of the way or drop down from a ledge. And it makes it so much easier because they think they've got the upper hand because they're going to do their old habits, or they're going to dash towards you, or they're going to drop off a ledge, and you can instantly reposition yourself because of this training and dash behind them, to the side of them, do a double dash, what have you, okay? I really hope this is all making sense, but this is the idea of the precognition and the survivability training, right? I knew this guy was going to dash into that corner, right? I knew in this moment, when I went up there, I knew he was going to dash into that corner, so I should have just double dashed and went down there. I knew that already. Obviously, I didn't enact it in this process. It was a bit too late to notice. But this is the whole point, right? Humans are creatures of habit. You can even see here I'm more or less doing the same rollout each time, but most people don't realise they're doing the same thing, and you can take advantage of that. Okay, so I died here. This is going to be a bit less analytical because I did kind of get jumped, and by the time I saw him it was too late, right? So I can see there's shots here. I probably did see that, so I should have thought, shit, there's someone round there, let me look that way. And because I didn't, Bulldog comes around the corner and fucking annihilates me, right? There were two things I could have done here. Either been aware of the shots, or as soon as I see red on my screen, just get onto cart. I think that was the idea. I was waiting for my dashes to recharge, so I might not have had dash in this moment, because in Spectator this is always green. But that's what I should have done. There's less of a precognition thing to do there. Just trying to see if there is a canyon, because I think canyon's a really good example. Right, let's have a look here. Okay, so that's, let me make sure I'm still, okay, 16 minutes. That's the main explanation and the concept behind it. It's really tricky to put into words, but the main thing to take note of is recognize those patterns, right? Even in yourself. If you shoot someone, hang on, let me get up when I'm in hell from here, because this is a good example, I think. Right, so you're in Mars area here, right? We're blue, we're coming through, right? If you're on red and you shoot someone on blue, this is the only health there is, so they're going to go here. That's like the best example I can give for reading your opponent and just knowing what they're going to do. If your opponent is playing a bit more passive, you know they're going to go for this, right? You're looking down main rail, or even if blue is up here somewhere and you start shooting them, they are going to go for this health. Unintentionally, subconsciously. I did it in this example here. You subconsciously go for this health, right? Now, myself on blue knows this, right? And there's been several occasions where I've been shot. I will simply drop down into this corner, or into this corner, or anywhere else that isn't health. My opponent will come through this doorway here. My opponent will usually dash up onto this wall, drop down through here, I get a kill, I get the health. It's little things like that, right? There are things that we do as habit, and unfortunately, unless I've got a really good recording with my voiceover, it's really hard to portray what I'm thinking. But in future, I'll do a POV video of the whole precognition shit. That'll almost be like a part 2. So that's like the main explanation. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, leave a comment. But we're just going to quickly run through a few more examples in this canyon map, and then we'll be done. Right, let's have a look. That's the thing. Most players, when they want cover, will go into a corner. That's something I've noticed from a lot of players. But if you're in a corner, you're very easy to pre-fire, so I wouldn't recommend that. Yeah, good angle there. Yeah, so also in this scenario here, I'm thinking, right, there's all these players on the team, but they're either all on this side, so I don't really need to worry about it. Like, I've only got to worry about dead ahead of me here, because I know a majority of these players have just respawned, right? That's the other thing. Like, I'm comfortable turning my back here, because one person's dead, the other person's pushed forwards, everyone else is in spawn, and one person's like way back towards Cave Dash, right? So you're thinking about that constantly, making note of how many players there are. So how do I die here? By being a biff, essentially. Even though it's a bot, as soon as they start shooting at me, I should have repositioned either up here, over there, ran away, dropped down here, literally anything. I should have repositioned to get that kill. Yeah, I knew that other guy was there. I knew... Okay, so what happened here? Yeah, so in this example here, I knew that guy was going for health, so I killed him. This guy's just been in a gunfight, and where's the closest health? There. So knowing that, I dash away, because I think I was getting shot at from someone from behind. That's where I die, I believe. So get him, dash away, dash there, start shooting at health, and then I'm pretty sure I get killed from behind. I probably should have gone either in sniper ledge here, down there, through there, just gotten my bearings a little bit. We've got plenty of time. Yeah, and then Carl's moving afterwards. So yeah, that's a good example of the precognition thing, actually. Oh, arrow keys aren't working. Oh, because my keyboard's died. 1 second. There we are, right. So here, perfect example, right? Someone's just been in a firefight. They are going to dash up there and go for health, right? I know I said in this example I knew he was going there, but I probably fibbed a little bit. I was still cold. This was like my second match of the day. But this is what I mean. He's been in a firefight. Okay. Where the fuck is he going to go? Probably health. Take your time, charge your shots, dash up there. Look, those 2 charge shots were fine. If I would have just lined that up with health, I would have gotten another kill. Easy. And that's the thing I'm talking about. About us having habits. That would have been such a free kill if I would have just lined up with health. But yeah, guy in the corner, I just dash away and he dies. Remember, dashing is the fastest way to stay alive. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that guy. That was really fucking dumb. I was meant to dash through there, but fucked it up. I saw the red. I should have just dashed away. Anywhere. Literally anywhere. Yep, so I'm waiting for my dashes to recharge. Taking cover. That guy had a habit of riding top rail. I think I was waiting for him. Hard to tell though, this was like 4 weeks ago, so... Okay, yeah. I dashed away, I ran away, right? Half ran away. So look, I'm low on health. I shouldn't have tried to continue that fighting. He got round the corner. I dropped down. I should have gone straight to health cubby. Yeah, I should not have turned around and tried to take the fight again. That was a really, really dumb choice, right? So again, this is the survivability. Like, that was an obvious choice. I shouldn't have continued taking that fight, but... Again, I am cold, so... Yeah, so killed him. Saw this guy dash there. I should have just dashed away, but instead I tried to take the fight. We'll do a few more, and then we'll end the video there. Yeah, so I knew that health option was safe because there's no one there. Usually if there was someone there watching me, I probably wouldn't have gone for that because they would have chased and taken advantage. I don't know where I died there. I think he probably came up behind me. Again, there'll be situations like that where they come up behind you. Not much I could have done, to be honest. It's hard to tell where he shot me from, but I'm pretty sure it was from behind. Yep, in the corner. Dashed away. Yeah, so look, I don't chase, right? So I shot him. Right? And I'm pretty sure in this moment I didn't hear a dash away, right? So I knew he was going to be somewhere here. And sure enough, I dash up there and he's still there. Yeah, listen out for audio cues. If I shot him and then all of a sudden I heard another dash, I'd be like, okay, he's just been in a firefight. He is going to be near health, right? If I had a dash and I heard a rail grind, I'd think, okay, he's gone onto top rail to go for the Mars health. It's just little things like that. If someone's low on health, they're going to grab health, right? And it's a scary thing to kind of go against the main habit, but it needs to be done sometimes to win those 1v1s. You need to outsmart your opponent. Okay, let's have a look here. So got that kill, grabbed health, yeah, fine with that. Dashed back. I'm really sorry about the quality. Dashed up here. I don't know why I was aiming towards. I think, yeah, I saw a dash trail. Is there someone there? Yeah, so there was someone there, and I think they went through tunnel or dropped down here, right? As soon as I saw that my targeting wasn't working, I should have dashed away. Like, I've got two people in front of me shooting. The other person's gone behind me. I should have tried to dash away, but instead I tried to jump in the corner and take that fight. And I think I will end it there. So I am eventually going to be doing a part 2 to this video, where I will record my POV and kind of just, yeah, talk out loud and go through my thought processes, blah, 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 on how to improve the survivability. It's quite tricky to train. It took me a very, 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 very long time to start doing that, and completely on accident. It was originally for survivability, but then I realised, holy shit, I'm noticing patterns. These players are doing this, you know, I'm doing this repeatedly and they're reacting this way. When I dash over there, they usually go up there. It's one of those things where it will take a long time to build that profile, but once you have done it, then it will be quite set in stone. So I really hope that all made sense. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Again, this is mainly for my Dash League team, so if you're just a normal viewer and this doesn't make any sense to you, then that is obviously completely fine and normal. And yeah, I really hope this made sense. Sorry for the slightly long video, but yeah, see you later.